Imagine a photography website with a beautiful gallery, built-in lead gen, and even a way to sell your shots. In this video, I'll show you how to set up an effective photography website using WordPress step by step. Let's get straight into it. So for example, you'll be able to create an home page like this. And more importantly, you'll be able to showcase your work and even make sure your photography is filterable, just like we've got here. So we've got all our nature shoots. We can skip through these. And we've even got our family portraits, showcasing our best work in an elegant way. It not only works on a desktop, but if we go ahead and view the mobile view, we can see our website is fully responsive. So everything looks beautiful, whether your prospects are viewing your website on a mobile device or even on a desktop. At the bottom of each of our portfolio, we've got this call to action here to make sure our site is working effectively for us. So if your prospects like what they see, they can go ahead and inquire, whether that's via a phone call or if it's more convenient for them, they can go ahead and contact us. They can see our opening hours if you've got a studio or even operating hours. We've got all our contact information here. They can see our recent projects where we took them. So this is optional, and we can add a contact form here as well. Let's head over to the About Me section. So we've got this simple but effective About Me section. So just a bit about you, and you can add anything you want here as well. Personally, I'd link over again to the portfolio page, just so they can have a look at our work. So if you want to create a similar website, the first step is to head over to aitthemes.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. Once you're here, you can go ahead and download the Citadella WP theme. Once you've done so, we'll head over to our dashboard. Assuming you've downloaded the Citadella WP theme, the next step is to go ahead and upload that theme. So we'll go Appearance, Themes, and we'll upload and activate the Citadel WP theme. I've already got it installed and activated. So I'm going to head over to Citadella WP Pro, and we'll head over to Layout. If this is your first time installing this theme, once you've installed and activated everything, it'll automatically take you over to this page here. Now we just need to scroll down and go ahead and find our photography starter website, which is this one here. Let's go ahead and import this layout. It's giving us a disclaimer to let us know that if we import this template, that will override our existing content. So you want to do this on a blank website or a staging site. Let's hit confirm. And just like that, our new website is up and running. All right, perfect. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and customize the header section of our website. Then we'll customize the home page, portfolio page, add our About Me page and contact page. And then as a bonus tip as well, we'll also look at how we can actually get a logo created for free. So let's hit customize. We're going to customize our menu first. So we'll just head over to menu, main menu. We're going to delete this menu item where it says download layout. So I'm going to just expand it and then just hit delete. And to add a new menu item, all we need to do is just click add item. And here where it says custom link, we can add in our URL. So maybe we want to link them over to our Instagram page or Facebook page, and then just enter in the menu text here and just click add to menu. So that's all the change I'm going to make for my menu currently. And now let's go ahead and customize our logo and this name here. Where it says logo here, we can click change logo to replace it, or we can just remove it altogether and then just have this text here. So I'm going to leave it as it is for now. And later on, as I said, I'll show you how we can create a logo design for free. Once you're happy with everything, just hit publish. So now we're going to head over to appearance and then header layout. And then from here, we can choose from this classic layout, or we can choose this centered layout here. Okay, I'm going to keep this one. I like this layout, so I'm just going to keep this one. And we can go ahead and customize the width of our logo, and we can customize the width and so on and the font size on the mobile device as well. So I'm just going to hit publish, and that's saved fine. So now we're just going to head back over to our homepage, and we'll customize this homepage design. So we'll just click edit page since we're on our homepage. I'm going to click this hamburger looking icon just to get a list view of all the different elements on our homepage. It's somewhat difficult to edit since we're using a dark background and some of the text near enough white, for example. But if we hover over the different sections, so we've got this cluster here, which is essentially a container. And we've got all these elements within this container. So for example, we can change this image. We just click on it. We can hit replace and just hit select. You get the idea. And if you didn't want this section here, we can just remove it altogether. If we select this gallery, we can go ahead and just delete it. So we just got our main image here. I don't like this section, so I'm just going to delete this cluster. So I'm just clicking and then we just hit delete, and I'm happy with that. So again, we can add numerous different elements onto the page. If we click this plus icon, we can just drag and drop all these different elements onto this page. So one other thing to mention as well is that each starter template that you import using this theme, it will come with its own pattern. So pattern is just like it's another way of saying pre-designed templates. So if we go on all, we can see a few different templates here. So if you wanted something specific, like a call to action, we can click on call to action. And then here we've got some call to actions. These are the default WordPress ones, but there's also different templates created specifically for this theme. So let's X this off and then let's hit save changes. Now let's view our home page. So this is what we've done so far. So this looks more cleaner and more straight to the point. Here we've got our portfolio link. So now we'll tackle our portfolio page. So first let's head over to our portfolio page. So this is what it currently looks like. How we're creating our portfolio pages is we're creating a different page for each theme. So for example, we've got nature, portraits, family and events. So if we click on portraits, essentially all this is a page in our WordPress backend, and we're just adding these various different galleries to this particular portfolio. So let's click edit just to see how this page is structured. Let's go ahead and click on our document overview. All right, and here we've got our main cluster, which is all this section here, which is highlighted. And if we click on this arrow, we can see our heading here. We've got some text, and then this is our main gallery where we've got these 5 different images. And to replace any of them, we can just click on it, and then we can just hit replace. All right, let's click select, and we just replace this one here. If we want to add more to our gallery, we can just click on this gallery block here, and then we've got a new option here which says add, and then we can go ahead and add as many images as we want to this particular gallery. So I'm going to add this one, and we can change the order as well. Let's hit update gallery, and this doesn't make sense. We'd probably have to add another 4 in this row, or we can click on gallery and we can just change it to 3 images per row. This looks loads better. We've got some more text here, right? And then we've got another gallery here. So again, it's just the same as before. And to add a new gallery, we can just click this plus icon, either from here, or if we wanted to add it to this section, for example. If we wanted to add it to this section, for example, we can just hover over it. We can just select gallery here and then insert our gallery. Another way is we can just duplicate this gallery. So we can just hit duplicate. And then from here, we can just replace the image as we see fit. So once you're happy with your portfolio, you can just go ahead and hit save. And then we can view the page to see how it looks on the front end. All right, and this looks fine. And you basically just split up your portfolio into as many themes as you like. And then we can just add it to our menu here. So our prospects can just filter through whichever portfolio makes more sense for them. So if they're running an event, maybe they're just interested in having a look at how you actually shoot at different events. Now we'll go ahead and customize our About Me page. Again, to add new pages, we can just click this Add New button here, and then we just click Page. That's how you add a new page. So let's edit this one. All right, again, let's click on the document view. All right, so we've got our main cluster here. We can go ahead and edit the text. We can customize the image of ourselves. And I want to actually add a social media icon. All right, so we can click on the icon. And here we can just add the link to the relevant social media network, right? So for example, here, this is our Facebook one. So we'll add our Facebook link here. So to add a new social media icon, we can just hit this plus button here. And then we can search through the different icons which we want. So for example, if we want X, we can go ahead and search for it here. If we wanted Flickr, we can search for it here. And then we'll just add the link over to our Flickr account. If there's any particular network that we don't want, like for example, WordPress, we can just right click, delete, and let's delete Twitter as well. Save, view page. All right, and now it's displaying fine. All right, so now let's have a look at our Contact Us page. All right, let's edit this page. Let's click on our document view. All right, so we've got this main hero image here. Some call to action, our opening time, recent projects. Okay, so in terms of this, where it's saying recent projects, how this works is, let's go on the front end. When we click on this, it'll take us over to this post page here. So if you've recently done an event or so on and you want to share the details around it, when you create a blog post, so when we click add and then post, let's edit this one and I'll show you how it works. You'll create your post as normal. However, we've got this new option here which says address and location. And once we fill this in, again, this is unique to the Citadel WP theme, it'll tag it on the map as a photo shoot event where you can automatically display the map. I think we're displaying it here as well, right? So this says automatic map for posts, and it displays all the different locations in which you've done a photo shoot. And to add this here, all we need to do is we can click this plus icon, and then when we scroll down to Citadel post blocks, then here we've got this automatic map listing. So we can just drag and drop it into the location that we want to automatically display all our latest photo shoots on the map. So that's a cool feature of using this Citadel WP theme. So back to our contact page. Okay, so we've got our contact information here, email address, phone number, and so on. Maybe you want to add a contact form. So we're currently working on the AIT Blocks plugin, right, which will have a contact form built in. And I don't believe it's installed on this site, so I'm going to show you a workaround until it's ready. So we'll just go to plugins and then just add new, and then add plugins. And then we want to search for contact form 7. Click install, activate. All right, then we'll head over to contact. And here it's already created a form for us. So I'm going to copy this shortcode and let's click edit just to have a look at the form fields. The default form fields are usually fine. So it's got the name label here. So the user needs to enter in their name, email address, subject, and message. If we want to add a new field, for example, a radio button, we can scroll down here. We can click radio button. We can say something like, we can say service, and then the option could be wedding, casual, event. Then we can insert this tag. All right, so let's rearrange this actually. Let's put it, we'll put it here and we'll remove subject. So that's saved fine. So let's copy over the shortcode again. It's worth noting as well that once someone submits an inquiry through your contact us form, the mail will be sent to this email here, which is your site admin email. Right, so if you go settings, general, then this email will be located there. This is the default email that you use to create this website. So one last thing, when you get the email come through, it will show the person's name, email, and we won't be able to see this option that they've selected because we need to add it to the template. Instead of saying your subject, I think we can just start with the service. So it'll basically just show the service that they're interested in and their message. So I'm going to hit save. I also need to change it here as well because we no longer have a subject. So it makes sense to have your site name and the service that the prospect's interested in. All right, so let's copy over this form URL. And now let's head back over to our contact us page. And we're going to add a contact form here. Let's hit save and let's have a look. All right, let's view our page. All right, and this is our contact form. So this has turned out quite good. So we've got the name, email, the service that they're interested in, and then they can leave us a message and then just hit submit. I'm not quite happy with this. I'd like a heading, just like these other fields have got a heading. So let's see if we can do that. Let's head back over to contact form 7. I'm going to go label. Let's close this label by putting a backslash. And I'm going to put service. Let's see if it saves. All right, so to rectify that error message, I'll just put label, the label name, which is service, and then I'll close off the label by putting this backslash. Let's hit save. And now when we refresh this page, we can see the service heading here. And in terms of selling your photography online, we can head back over to our dashboard and we'll be using WooCommerce. So you can just click plugins, add new, search for WooCommerce. Once you've got it installed, if you go to products and then add new, you'll give your photo a name. You can add some information about the shoot, about the size of the photo, the pixel, and any other information that you think might be relevant to the purchaser. We'll add our price. We'll just hit virtual. Since we won't be shipping it to them, if you're going to ship the print to them, then you'll want to untick this option and you can ship it over to them, no problem. But if it's just a digital photo that you're selling, just select virtual and also select downloadable. And then here we can add the high resolution image of our photograph. Insert URL. We'll give it a name. So this is what they'll see in their dashboard when they go to download this particular photograph. We can add a limit on how much time they can download this particular shoot. And just hit publish. Let's view this product. All right, and here's our photograph. They can just hit add to cart. They can view cart and then just go ahead and check out. In terms of payment methods, we can head over to payments. You can follow this guided instruction. It will take you through the step-by-step process of actually adding a payment method to your website, whether that's credit card payments, PayPal, you name it. This will walk you through that step. And just to close off this video, I mentioned I'll show you a quick and simple way to create a logo. So I'm going to use Canva. All right, once you've landed on Canva, just go ahead and search logo. And then here we can choose from one of their templates. So we can search photography logo. And this one looks fine. So we've got a camera here, pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to remove this background color just by deleting it. We need to change the color scheme as well. So this is in black. So we got to change it to white. I'm going to change this to a light gray. And the outline, I want to change this to white. Let's change this outline as well to white. And the same for this one. If you're using a lighter background, then you don't need to do all this. I'm just doing it so we've got a good enough contrast so we can actually see the logo. So now I'm going to export it. We'll select transparent background and it's set as PNG and we just hit download. All right, so that's downloaded. All right, let's hit customize. All right, let's edit our logo, clicking this pencil icon. Let's hit change logo. We'll upload the one in which we've just downloaded. Let's hit select and we'll just go ahead and crop it accordingly. All right, perfect. Okay, and that looks loads better. So now we can just hit publish. And now when we view our homepage, we can see our new logo here. And that brings us to the end of this video. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you've got any questions, leave it in the comment box.